Hello, my name is Eddie Tofpik. I'm Head of Technical Analysis and Senior Markets Analyst at ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here is your weekly technical analysis of Kansas City and Minneapolis wheat markets. I'll start with Kansas City wheat. There are some obvious differences here that I have been at pains to point out compared to Chicago over the last few weeks. Notably the absence of a suitable bump and run reversal top trend line anywhere below the market, such as we've seen in Chicago. Interestingly here, the extended fall from the double top back in late May halted a not dissimilar distance away from the long moving average, currently at 599, than did the lows back in late March and April from that same long moving average. The subsequent pull back up to the area of 50% Fibonacci line, the very recent move at 650 and holding there, that is similar to Chicago and not unanticipated, I suppose. However, this market has formed another smaller double top over the last 5 weeks, and we've seen the outcome of it as prices this time went a lot lower in relative terms to the long moving average. Enough that we breached it and closed right on the long moving average on Wednesday last week. As I said earlier, the opportunity for a bearish bump and run reversal top here does not exist. So what does? Well, right now we have two seeming options. The first is to regard the action since the height of May as a type of bearish halfway hesitation, with potential down to the 522 area. A really big ask, that one, and it's off the bottom of my daily chart. Or we have a possible double bottom in construction since early May. That's a bit too soon to be sure, or not so sure on this one, even a week later after raising as an idea. So we're left with two ideas: an overtly bearish one, that is a big ask, and a possible bullish one that is still nascent. Until last week, I'd favoured the bearish one, whatever the size of ask it may have been. However, the action over the end of last week and the start of this week that attacked and is now outside the upper time, currently 606 of the May to June bearish shift pitchfork, certainly makes a strong case for the idea of a possible double bottom. I asked last week to wait and see what this week would bring. Well, this week has brought nothing in range of the market, but it has taken the market outside the bearish shift pitchfork. And unlike Chicago, this market is far less along the road of contemplation or contemplating a move lower. We're not there yet in this contract. It looks like we'll have to give it another week. Watch and wait. You have got to admire this Minneapolis wheat contract. I've repeated this now for a number of weeks now, going on for probably months now, that there are, once again, a number of, let's be honest, huge differences here in this contract compared to Chicago and the Kansas City wheat contracts. For starters, and perhaps supremely important, the August to December 2020 bullish Andrews pitchfork, which has run this market higher so successfully, is still valid. Yes, it still works brilliantly. We're currently in between the middle time below, currently 785, and the upper time above. That's currently at 858. This is so different from the others. Next, the top formed here over the start of May is not a double top. Completely different from both Chicago and Kansas City. You could argue that the peak was a sharp angled and lopsided head and shoulders top, but I think that would be stretching it a little bit too far. Next, the June high so far exceeds by a considerable amount the high of May, something you don't have in the others. Finally, I suppose, and this is indicative of where we are in the market cycle here, we are nowhere near the long moving average, currently at 637, with all the other moving averages also well below the market and not having their support being tested. The bullish incentive is alive and well here. Until this bullish shift pitchfork guiding this market is broken, then it will continue to show the bullish angle of attack. Thank you for listening. This weekly broadcast gives the essential market patterns and consequences. Please be aware of the risk disclaimer hosted with this broadcast. Copyright Eddie Tofpik and ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here comes the final bit.